You worked for 40 years, you paid your taxes, you own your home. Yet one unexpected event could force your family to sell everything you've spent a lifetime building. Today we're talking about the trap that nobody warns you about. It's not a stock market crash or a bad investment. It's a series of hidden rules that can vanish your savings in months. Most retirees believe they are safe because they have Social Security and a home. But the truth is, these are exactly what make you vulnerable to the rules you don't know yet. Did you know the government has a look-back rule that can reach into your past 5 years and take back what you thought was yours? Most people don't find out until it's too late. Retirees are the primary target because you have what others want: equity and a lifetime of savings. But those savings can be a magnet for hidden fees and government clawbacks. Take Medicaid, for example. If you need care and try to protect your home by giving it to your kids, the government can disqualify you for years because of that gift. Your home, which you've spent 30 years paying off, can become a prison. But there's an even bigger trap hidden inside your Social Security check. Let me explain. It's called the tax torpedo. It's a rule that can tax up to 85% of your Social Security benefits if you earn just $1 over a specific limit. It doesn't matter if that extra dollar came from a part-time job or a required withdrawal from your 401k. The moment you cross that line, your tax rate effectively doubles. Most people think they'll be in a lower tax bracket in retirement. But for many, the tax torpedo makes them pay more than they ever did while working, and it gets worse. At age 73, the government forces you to take money out of your retirement accounts, whether you need it or not. This is the required minimum distribution, or RMD. These forced withdrawals can push you right into that tax torpedo, creating a cycle that drains your accounts faster than you can replenish them. It's a calculated math problem. But math is just numbers. Let me tell you about Jim and Martha Miller. They did everything right. Or so they thought until the long-term care trap snapped shut. Jim and Martha Miller, they did everything right. Or so they thought until the long-term care trap snapped shut. Jim and Martha had $500,000 in savings and a paid-off home in Ohio. They planned to travel and leave a legacy for their grandkids. They felt secure. Then Jim suffered a stroke. Martha tried to care for him at home, but eventually, he needed professional help. The cost? $10,000 every single month. Because Jim had too many assets, Medicaid wouldn't help. They spent their entire savings in 4 years. Martha was left wondering how she would pay for her own groceries. And here's the part that keeps people up at night. The government didn't take their house immediately. They waited. They put a hidden lien on it instead. Do you know what that means for their kids? It's called estate recovery. When Martha passes away, the state will sell that home to pay themselves back for the care they eventually provided. The legacy for the grandkids? Gone. The biggest mistake retirees make is assuming Medicare covers long-term care. It doesn't. Medicare covers doctors and hospitals, not the day-to-day care that most of us will eventually need. Mistake number 2 is being house rich and cash poor. You might have a $600,000 home, but you can't eat the bricks. And if you tap into that equity incorrectly, you trigger more traps. Many people turn to reverse mortgages, thinking it's free money. But it's a loan with compounding interest that can swallow your home's value faster than you realize. Is there a better way? Yes. The third mistake is waiting until you're sick to plan. Remember that 5-year look-back rule? If you don't move your assets 5 years before you need care, those assets are fair game for the state. If nobody prepares, the family ends up in a crisis. Decisions are made in hospital hallways under extreme stress. That's when the most expensive mistakes happen. That's when the trap snaps shut. I know this sounds heavy. It is. But I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because the people who know the rules are the ones who get to keep what they've built. In a moment, I'm going to share the 3 questions you must ask your financial advisor this week to see if you're standing in a trap right now. Most advisors don't even bring these up. There's another rule called IRMAA. If your income is even $1 over the threshold, your Medicare premiums can double or triple. It's a stealth tax that hits retirees every single month. Imagine paying an extra $300 a month just because you took a little extra out of your IRA to fix the roof. That's the IRMAA trap. And it's based on your income from 2 years ago. These rules change depending on which state you live in. What works in Florida might be a disaster in New York. But there is one rule that applies to everyone, no matter where you live. It's the silent thief. Inflation. When the cost of living goes up, but your fixed income stays the same, you're forced to withdraw more from your savings, which triggers the tax torpedo and IRMAA. It's a downward spiral. Higher costs lead to higher withdrawals, which lead to higher taxes and higher Medicare premiums. Suddenly, your safe retirement isn't so safe anymore. So how do the wealthy avoid this? They don't have smarter kids, they just use different tools. Tools like irrevocable trusts and tax-efficient withdrawal strategies that the average person is never taught. One simple strategy is moving assets into a trust. This starts the 5-year clock. If you do this while you're healthy, you can protect your home from being counted against you if you later need care. Another is building tax-free buckets. Money in a Roth IRA doesn't count toward the tax torpedo or IRMAA. Converting some of your traditional IRA now could save you 6 figures in the long run. But there's a catch. If you convert too much at once, you'll trigger the very taxes you're trying to avoid. There's a sweet spot for every retiree. Do you know yours? If not, you're guessing with your future. Mistake number 4. Planning for a 10-year retirement when you might live for 30. Modern medicine is a miracle, but it's an expensive one. Living longer means you need a plan that survives the long haul. The average stay in a nursing home is about 2.5 years. At $12,000 a month, that's over $300,000. Most families don't have that sitting in a checking account. Most people think their kids will take care of them. But is that a fair burden to place on them? Or would you rather have a plan in place that lets them be your children, not your nurses? The good news is that none of this is set in stone. The rules are there, but they are predictable. If you know they are coming, you can step around the trap before it ever touches your family. I promised you the 3 questions to ask your advisor. Here they are. Question 1. How will my RMDs affect my Social Security taxes in 10 years? If they can't answer, they aren't planning for your traps. Question 2. Do we have a strategy to start the 5-year Medicaid look-back clock today? This isn't about needing care tomorrow. It's about being prepared for the possibility whenever it comes. And question 3. What is our plan to minimize IRMAA surcharges as my income grows? These 3 questions alone can save you more money than any stock pick ever will. Knowledge is the only real armor. I share this because I've seen too many families broken by rules they didn't know existed. Retirement should be your reward, not a period of financial fear. You've earned your peace of mind. What would it feel like to know that your home is safe, your taxes are optimized, and your kids won't have to sell your memories to pay for your care? That feeling is possible with the right plan. We've covered the 5-year look-back, the Social Security tax torpedo, and the IRMAA stealth tax. These are the 3 pillars of the retirement trap. But now you know they are there. You also know that waiting is the biggest risk. Every day you wait is a day that 5-year clock isn't ticking. Every year you don't convert to a Roth is a year of missed tax savings. You worked for 40 years, you paid your taxes, you own your home. Don't let a few hidden rules take that away from you or your family. You have the power to protect what's yours. Seek out a professional who understands these traps. Don't settle for investment advice when you need retirement planning. There is a massive difference between the two. One grows money, the other keeps it. In my next video, I'm going to break down the specific trust documents you need to see. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, hit the subscribe button. Your future self will thank you. This journey isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. Taking the first step today is the only way to ensure the trap never snaps shut on you. You're closer to safety than you think. This isn't about fear, it's about knowing the rules before they affect you.